Welcome, Ben. It's a delight to have an opportunity to catch up with you. And I wonder, would you be willing to start with just a bit of an introduction about you and your relationship with youth projects, and particularly the enterprise, social enterprise cafe, the Good to Go cafe. And I must say congratulations too on being a finalist in the Ethical Enterprise Awards this year. So congratulations.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you for having us, and thank you for your kind words. We're very, very excited, not only to be nominated as a finalist, but also to be involved. I mean, Moral Fairground is a wonderful organisation, and Ethical Enterprise, in terms of the conference itself, is really putting a spotlight on the way that for-purpose organisations are and should be working into the future. So, by way of background, Ben Vasiliou, I've been the CEO at Youth Projects for just over a year now. And I've recently been reflecting on that year, and I find myself describing this as home. I finally found my home in terms of my career and the organisation I align myself with. So, I mean, Youth Projects has been around since 1984. So I am somewhat but a drop in the ocean of the history of this organisation. And Good to Go itself, our social enterprise, this wonderful, fantastic enterprise on Melbourne's premier Hosier Lane, has been around since 2014. So for me, when I joined the organisation, I could see great potential. This fantastic model, inspired and designed by our chair, Melanie Raymond, who you've spoken to, was ready for a refresh and a new opportunity in 2018. And it's provided such a wonderful opportunity over the years, and we've really started to develop and build a balanced commercial model for it to continue to provide lots of great opportunities for young people and people experiencing homelessness into the future.
I wonder, how has the project impacted you particularly? Have you seen some of the transformations with the young people?
Yeah, I sure have. It's been fantastic. Look, one of the great things about working in a small non-profit organisation is the ability to be hands-on. So you'll constantly find me in the cafe, getting involved and talking to the young people, serving customers and whatnot. Sometimes I'm booted out because I'm not all that competent on the IMPOS machine and the register. And I can't make anything more than a double espresso, which is my own coffee. But I have, and a few particular standout cases for me. There's a couple of young people in particular who were incredibly vulnerable, and some complex cases. And for us, would probably be put in the too hard basket by some other organisations. But for us, they're the kids that we seek out. They're the kids that the young people that we want to work with. And I've seen them flourish. You know, even just this year in 2018, we've had 10 young people undertake real life work experience. And 50% of them, 5, if not 6 this week, have already moved out into full-time work or full-time education since starting the program. They don't even get to finish the program. That's how successful it's been. Particularly for me, one young lady who's in her late teens and enduring some significant mental illness and some health conditions, but primarily her confidence and her self-esteem from years of sort of social isolation and disconnect. In a very short 12-week program, we've been able to work with her on all of the employability skills: turning up on time, work presentation, of course, all the hospitality skills, customer service, bringing her out of her shell, but also her self-worth and her confidence about herself. Our very experienced team there know how to run a cafe and a coffee shop, but also they're well versed in building personal development skills and working with the young people to understand that they can be the best that they can be in their own individual way. So watching them rise and flourish and leave and get jobs or go back to school, whatever that may be, that there is their individual goal, is incredibly fulfilling. And yeah, I love exactly what it is that we achieve at Good to Go.
I'm inspired hearing her story, and I can imagine that that's one of the great joys of being involved in the project, is actually seeing these transformations. And I'm wondering what vision you could imagine for this cafe and maybe its growth in the future, what it might be able to contribute to Melbourne and maybe wider afield.
Sure. We have grand plans, grand visions. We're very lucky here at Youth Projects. You know, we term our board of directors as the mission makers, and our staff as the change makers. And there's a great alignment with our strategy and our values, and that is to provide employment opportunities for young people, but through a very connected and holistic model of care. So the really cool thing about what we do is we don't just provide one service. We provide primary health, mental health, alcohol and drug counselling. We do some assertive outreach. We wrap all of the supports around the young person. And it's clear from the statistics, our model is incredibly successful. 32 young people so far have moved into full-time work and education from Good to Go. But, you know, just last year, we placed well over 500 young people into work across the northwest of Melbourne. So for us, the grand vision is, and the strategy is to take the Good to Go model that's worked from Hosier Lane, replicate it, and take it to new communities. Take it to our heartland, which is the northwest and northeast of Melbourne. So particularly here at Glenroy, where we know right now at any one point in time, there's 2,977 young people under the age of 21 that aren't in school or work or training. You know, those young people out there need our help. So we've got the outreach programs to find them. We've got the wraparound support. What we need is a new funding model to bring that program over here to the northwest. And as we grow into new and emerging communities, being able to scale up the model and look at different sectors and different industries, particularly around growth sectors, so we know that we are supporting young people now for the jobs of the future.
I can see that there's a much broader impact here that that Youth Projects is being able to have through the cafe. So it's just wonderful, wonderful work. Tell me a bit about being involved in the Ethical Enterprise Conference and what that means to you.
Sure. Look, this is actually my first year attending the conference. So I'm really excited, particularly with some of the conversations I've had already, but also looking at all of the guest speakers, all the different types of for-purpose businesses that are getting involved. I think, you know, everything from commercial enterprise through to non-profits, startups, consultancy firms, everybody is working to have a really ethical impact. And we know that that drives social change. Understanding that no matter which sort of business you run, we all have to be commercially viable, but we should all have a social responsibility framework that we sit within. So for me, I'm really excited to get involved next week, attend my first conference. We're bringing a team of emerging leaders with us because we think it's really important that we get out there and we give our staff the development time to connect and collaborate, find best practice, find new opportunities, but also showcase the great work that we're doing. So I'm incredibly excited to get involved and particularly hear about the future of some of the other organisations and how we connect and work together to provide ongoing opportunities for the young people that we're working with.
So exciting. I could really hear the community collaboration intention there too, you know, and having a sense of community about creating these for-purpose businesses and learning from each other and sharing that inspiration. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it myself. It's the 25th, 26th of October next week. And I'm absolutely thrilled to have had the opportunity to chat with you. Thank you, Ben, and I look forward to meeting you in person.
No, cheers. Thanks, Karen, and same to you. And I'm looking forward to next week.